All right. I am a few minutes early, so we will get started as soon as everybody pops on. I guess I need to, haven't done this in a while. I guess I need to look at my comments, huh? That would be helpful. There we go. There we go. Let me get my head back in here. Get back to my other page. I can see everybody. Come on. I think I want to go here. And I want to go here. There we go. I think that's good. No, I want to look at the comments. There we go. There we go. We are ready to roll. So we'll just wait for everybody to pop on. Let me know once you come on. I'll just sit here and wait. Hey there. How are ya? I'm back. We'll get started in a few minutes. It's a little bit before 7, so we'll give it another couple of minutes. Goodness gracious, I've been gone a while. I'm gonna be gone another couple weeks here. Lots of things to go over. The dog is creeping off, so no telling what she's up to. Oh, drinking water. It does taste good, though. All right. Good evening, Judy from Ohio. How are you doing this evening? Welcome, welcome. I'm actually here live. I know you've all had a couple of recordings that I've done. Oh, I have to give you all my schedule. Hang on, let me get my dates here. Here we go. That is the. I'm making some notes so I can give you all some information. How's everybody doing out there? All right, and we have another storm lurking out in the, wherever it's coming from. Might be a hurricane next week, who knows? Lucky us. What can we say? That's what you get for living in the East Coast. But actually the weather was pretty nice this evening. It was overcast. It looked like it might rain, but it was nice. So, is that Gloria that just signed in? Welcome. And are you new here, Gloria? And if so, where are you from? Or either way, where are you from? Glad you could join us. We'll start in a few more minutes. It's just quite 7, so we'll give everybody a few minutes to pop on. I have been working like a crazy woman this past week. It's just crazy. When you go on vacation, oh my gosh, you know, you pay the price because you try to get everything done and caught up before you go, and then you come back and you play catch up. But it's all right. Gloria's from Ohio, so we got two is it Ohioans? Is that how you say it? Because we got Judy from Ohio and Gloria's from Ohio. And everybody right now is on Facebook, so thank you for watching. And let's see, what are we going to do? Oh, let me find my card. Hang on one second. I'm going to look for my cards. Let me see if I can find them so I can show you what I was going to raffle off. Oh, I must have packed them away. Anyways, it doesn't matter. All right, so hope everybody's doing well. Hope you have good weather. And pardon me if my bra strap is showing. My blouse wants to fall off my shoulders. I'm not quite sure why, but it is what it is. So anyways, so Gloria, is this your first time watching, or have you been here before and I just haven't seen your name? I'm being nosy now. Hey, Lori Hill from North Carolina. How are you doing? So we got Lori from New Bern, Gloria and Judy from Ohio, and the hello Dawn didn't tell me who that was, the first person who signed in, so I'm not quite sure who that is. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Could be Karen Jo. I don't know if it'd be Amy because she might put something else in there to call me. Who knows? Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to give it a few more minutes and then we'll get started. I'll do my little housekeeping in a minute or so. And then I'll show or tell y'all what we're going to be doing this evening. Hopefully, we're going to make 3 cards. I think we should have time. So, 2 of them are from the new catalog. And 1 is an oldie but goodie, but that's okay. It works. It's a pretty card, though. So, all right. And we wait. I'm going to give it to 7:04, and then we're going to start because I don't want to keep you all waiting since you've gotten here early. And oh, good, nice to hear that. So probably about 30 seconds we'll start. Make sure, well, I'll just go over that in just a second. Well, let me go ahead and start my introduction for those that may not know me. We could have people that are first timer. Well, welcome, Lori. Thank you. Let me go ahead and introduce myself, and we'll just go ahead and get started with some housekeeping. I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I've been doing this craziness for about 12 years. I live in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm originally from Virginia Beach, and let's see, what else? I teach, we moved to Fort Myers about a year ago, and I teach classes now in person through their academy, but pretty much I do everything online. So that's how I try to reach out and find new customers and team members and all of that fun stuff. So if you haven't already, if you're watching on Facebook and you haven't already subscribed or liked my page and subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're on YouTube, if you like what you're watching, please subscribe and click that bell, and that way it notifies you each time that I upload a new video. So I've been gone for a couple of weeks. We went on an Alaskan cruise, which was really nice. I haven't posted any pictures, which I need to do that. My husband and I aren't particularly keen on cruising on ships. We like boats, don't get me wrong, but the big cruise ships we don't really, but it was nice. We had great weather, couldn't ask for anything better. We did some hiking and rafting and all sorts of things. We even had a medical rescue Saturday before we left the boat. They had to bring the Coast Guard in this blowing like 30 to 40 mile an hour winds and rain to take somebody off that needed emergency surgery. Hey, Karen Jo. And so that was, we watched that from the bow camera in our room. But anyways, we had a nice time. But I'm back, and I've been working like a dog for you guys only because we're leaving Saturday and we're going to be gone almost 3 weeks. I cannot believe it. So I have been working my fingers to the bone. We're going to Virginia Beach, where one of my best friend's daughter's getting married. So we're going to the wedding, but we're going to go about 4 days early so I can catch up with some friends. Hi, Wanda from Pennsylvania. So I can catch up with some friends, whoever's in town, because I've had at least 5 people tell me that they're going to be gone. Go figure. But that's okay. And then the wedding is the weekend of the 8th and the 9th. And then Sunday we'll head to Williamsburg and spend the week out there with, around Chuck's 2 brothers that are in Williamsburg. And then we're going to go visit his aunt up in Crewe, Virginia, which is a little tiny town, and then we'll be heading back home. So I have recorded all sorts of things, and I'm going to tell you what those are. I have next week, I'm hoping my order should come in today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And once I get my masking tape, then I'm going to finish the last video that I need to do. Well, I got 2 videos I need to get done. But next Tuesday night will be a, what is next Tuesday? It's going to be card making. I've got them started, but I don't know what they're going to be called yet. So we're going to leave it at that. This Thursday at 12 o'clock, I will be doing the technique, and it's the modern grid. Let me find the card so I can show you. Oh, here it is. Are you all familiar with the modern grid? This is, whoopsie, I'm dropping my stuff here. Let me see if I can get it into the camera. This is what's called the modern grid. So we're going to create this, and that's going to be this Thursday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to do two different cards using this technique, okay? So that's this Thursday. So next Tuesday, Facebook Live will be a recording. Now, the 19th, if you're someone that loves pickleball or knows people that play pickleball, you need to watch my Facebook Live that night, because I'm going to show you how to make pickleball cards. And I'll just give you a sneak peek real quick. Sneak peek. Woohoo! That's it. That's all you get. So I'm going to show you how to make 2 cards with that. And then, let's see, the 24th, I think, is another technique class, which is the faux silk. That's the one I'm waiting for my masking paper to come in. And then on the 26th, we're going to do a faux shutter card. And I'm going to show you that. It's going to be another quick peek. All right, ready? Quick peek, faux shutter card. Okay, that's all you get. Okay, so I've got a lot of work to do. So I've got to do the faux silk, and I need to do, creation anticipation would be the, let's see, the 16th, I think it is. That's going to be on a Saturday. It's in my newsletter, but I'll have it posted. And that is going to be a one-sheet wonder. So you'll learn how to make a bunch of cards with one template. So, hi, Wanda Joe. All right, so let's get started. Let me flip the camera down. I'm going to go through a couple of things real quick. As you know, tomorrow is our launch of our new catalog, so that you can start shopping from it. If you don't have a catalog and you're not working with a demonstrator, send me a message with your address, and I'll put one in the mail to you. I am doing a paper and ribbon share, and that is open until the 8th. So if that's something you're interested in, I think I did post it on my Facebook page. If you don't see it and you're interested, I will message me for that as well. I'll send you a link. We've got 5 new papers that are coming out, and they were going to be part of the celebration, but they've had to, Stampin' Up's had to shift things around, so that celebration has been moved, I think, to November. So they're bringing out these 5 beautiful holiday papers. So if you do a paper share with me, I will include some of those at no additional cost. That'll be a freebie from me. So if you're interested, let me know. A paper share is you're participating. It's just getting a smaller amount to sample, to see what the papers are like. Oh, thank you for 23rd. Here, my assistant, Karen Young, Karen Joe. The 23rd at 11:30. It's a Saturday, is my creative anticipation class, creation anticipation, and that's where we'll be doing the one sheet wonder. But so if you don't, if you're interested in the paper share, let me know, and I'll send you a link that gives you all the information. It's a great way to get a little bit of all the papers, and then you can try to figure out which ones you like, which ones you don't like, and which ones you need to buy more of, okay? Now, if you join my newsletter list, and you can do that, I have links on my site as well, and it's also going to be on below the video here. If you order from me and you place 8 orders of $50 or more after the 8th order, then you will get free $40 in any kind of product that you want. You just pay the shipping and tax. Pardon me. Again, that you can find information on my newsletter. And then I provide monthly coupons as well to my newsletter subscribers. And so for the month of September, if you purchase any of our Memories and More card packs, then I will give you a black Stampin' Write marker for free as my thank you gift. And then the other thing that you receive is if you place a $50 order with me, this month is the largest month that we've had for projects. I will send you, I participate in a tutorial bundle, and these are from myself, other demonstrators throughout the other countries that we do business with. This is the largest one for September. It's 55 projects. So 55 projects, you'll get all the directions and pictures to create these cards. You can make them for yourself, you can copy them and make them as cards to give away, or you can use them as inspiration. So if you place an order through my online store of $50, I usually receive an email in about 2 days. And once I receive that, then I'll email you the link where you can download the tutorial bundle and save it to your computer or to Dropbox or whatever, and just go through it. There's some unbelievable, really fantastic projects in here. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna get started. I think I've given you everything. So I will be leaving on Saturday, and I won't be back, I think, until late the 28th. So you're gonna have everything pre-recorded. I have them all scheduled to come on at 7 o'clock for the Facebook Lives, and the other ones will be scheduled accordingly. Techniques are at 12 o'clock, and then creation is at 11:30, and that's a Saturday, okay? Okay, so this is one of the new stamp sets from the holiday catalog that you all will be able to see tomorrow. Let me put my card back so I don't get confused. I got piles of stuff I'm working on. I love this because this kind of looks like stained glass. So we're going to do some blending with this. And let me show you the first card that we're going to make. Excuse me. So we are going, this is the card, and this is some of the new paper as well. And don't ask me what the name of it is because I didn't write it down. I'm very sorry. It's one of the, I'm bad. I know I'm bad. But isn't this cute? Look at this. So it's a fun fold. So we're going to open it this way. We've got music, and then that's our card. In the background, there are two different holiday papers that I'm using. And then we've embossed the front of this card using the music melody embossing folder, I think is the name of it. And then we're going to add some ribbon and all that fun stuff. But isn't that really pretty? I just love, that's an angel that we're going to color. Isn't that cute? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this card. And I'm going to give you all of the measurements as we go. So let's get started. I do have 3 cards. Hopefully we'll have time to get to the third one. If we don't, then I'll just save that and we'll do it another day. Okay? All right, so let's see what we got here. I'm going to just separate everything. I've already pre-cut everything because it makes it easier for me and saves time. But I did not, oh yes I did. I did score. I did. Okay. So we're going to use a piece of Pool Party, and this is 8.5 by 4 1/4. So 8.5 by 4 1/4, and we've scored this at 3 inches. Okay, so that's my 3-inch score. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold this and get my bone folder out, if I can get my fingers in here. And we're just going to give it a good crease. I'm going to do both sides because that helps to keep it nice and crispy creased. All right, then we're going to use a piece of Lost Lagoon, and this is 8.5 by 3 1/4, and we scored this at 4 1/4, and I've already scored it, so I'm going to fold this in. And sometimes, and I don't know if y'all can see, now this one's pretty close, so I'm going to leave that the way it is. All right, so that's that one. All right, so this is going to be the piece that's going to open when we do our card. So it's going to be kind of set up like this, okay? And then we're going to take a piece of white, basic white, that's going to go on this side here, but we're going to stamp that first before we glue that down. Okay, and then we're going to take a piece of the designer paper, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to go ahead and add that because that's what's going to go right here on top of the Pool Party. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this paper. And I'm sorry I didn't. You know, I am so bad when it comes to, I always say it every week. I always say I should write that paper down, shouldn't I? And I don't do that. So, but I'm going to use the excuse that I've been busy. So I've got a full week ahead of me before of course I got to pack too, so you know how that goes. All right, so that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then for the front of the card, we are going to use this is another piece of music paper that, oops, that's upside down. I gotta get my notes going the right way. Let me look at this. Nope, those are not right. All right, that's right. So this piece here is going to be cut at 4 by 2 3/4. So we're going to add that to the front. And this is really an easy card. It's a fun fold. So people are going to get this and they're just going to be really, really pleased with how pretty the papers and this card is. And then if you don't like to, and this is terrible, if you don't like to write, if you're making a lot of cards, I send out probably 40 some cards a month each year for Christmas. So I don't really do a whole lot of writing. So when you have a small piece like this, you don't have a lot of room to write your message. Can't share today. Oh, you can't share. Yep, because we're in the group and I keep forgetting. But if you just, if you let people know or let somebody know, anyways, if you don't mind, that would be perfect. I keep forgetting that you can't share when we're in the group. But what I'm going to do, I've got some stuff I can give away. So I may throw, whoever's on, I'll throw some names in the name picker thingy, and we'll give some, I've got some card kits that I'll send to you, a card kit or two. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do, let me look at my thing here. I'm looking at my notes. We are going to place this piece, which is 4 by 3 inches. And this is the one that I've embossed with the music, with that one. And then before we attach this, I'm going to ask, and I think this gold is retired. I know we came out with the silver, you know, this gold satin ribbon. We came out with the silver again for the holidays. I don't recall if this is in the catalog or not, but I think it might be retired. So just forgive me for using it, but I liked it because it obviously goes with the gold. So we're going to cut this, and I'm just going to attach it to the back of the card because we're not going to tie any bows or anything like that. So I will take my seal, and I'm just going to add a strip on each end to hold it in place. That's the easiest way to do this. Let me pull in my craft mat because that way it keeps my glue from sticking. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball, because you know me, I just eyeball everything. And then we're just going to wrap that around and tuck it around and on the back. Okay, so we get that on there. And I think I've got it right between the lines. Whoops, my fingers are sticking. Bear with me. All right, so we're going to get that right about there. All right, so that's going to go there. Now, if you want to tie this, put something here to hold that down, you can, but we're going to use, we're going to punch out a circle and color that angel. So we'll have that done. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attach this. Let me see. Hang on a minute. I'm reading my notes. Assemble the card with seal, and stamp and dimensionals. All right, bear with me. Attach. I have to look at my card and see what I did. No, this one's flattened down. Okay, so we're going to put this on here just like that, and we're going to just use our, you can use seal on this. Anytime you have something that's embossed, you might want to use a little bit stronger adhesive. It just helps hold everything down. You don't have to. Your liquid glue will work fine. So we'll just put this down. All right, so we're going to place that on this side, and this card's going to open from right to left. Okay, so this is going to be the card that's going to go inside of here, right? So that's how it's going to go. Okay, so we don't want to, all right, so that's that. And now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to, that's going to go on the inside. So let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And I think I'm going to do peace and joy. So let me pull that out. I think that's what, yeah, I did that one on this one. All right, so we're going to do the peace and joy. So, and I'm going to do this in black. Bear with me a second. I'm switching out stamps. So we're going to do peace and joy, and we're going to do that in black memento. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that, and then we'll stamp our, this is, and you know, the photopolymer, you can always manipulate them if you want them a little bit not quite as rounded. You can do that. So, okay. All right, let me take that and switch my pieces back. Hang on one second. I'm just moving my stamps around. All right, now we're going to stamp our angel onto a scrap. Let me grab one of basic white. I'm just going to set this aside because I want to make sure that it dries. So we're going to stamp our angel in basic Memento Black. And here she is right here. So I'm going to flip this upside down because sometimes it's easier that we want to make sure we get it all inked up. And then we're going to color this with our blends. Okay, let me put that there. And we'll pop that down. We're going to punch this out with our new 2 3/8 inch punch. Oh, thank you for sharing, Lori. All right, let's see. Make sure we got that. Okay, perfect. Got a good, that one's perfect. All right. Now, we're going to use, let me get my little blending box out here because I made a note. Listed all my blends. All right, we are going to work with, that's that one. Okay. I am pulling in Lost Lagoon since we've got our card base at Lost Lagoon. I'm also going to pull in the new Wild Wheat, which is one of our new ink colors. And then we're going to use the Real Red. So I'm going to take the outside of the, if you can see the like stained glass, these little lines right here, I'm just going to offset colors. I'm going to do the, I think I'm going to do the dark. Let me see how dark it is. Let me see if I want to do dark. Yeah, let's go with the dark. I'm going to do the dark Wild Wheat. And this is a really strange color, but when you put it with other colors, it kind of looks like a gold. So I'm going to do every other one of these little spaces. Okay, so I'm going to skip a space and do this with the Wild Wheat, and then I'll come back in the next spaces, and then I'm going to fill those in with the Lost Lagoon. Okay, and I'm using the big fat tip because it's easier, so I can get a lot more done quicker, and it kind of like almost covers up the whole thing, right? So there's that. And I signed up to take a watercolor painting class on October 28th. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be held through our academy here in our community. All right, and then I'm going to use, I think I'll do, let me look at, I have to practice because I want to see how dark it is. All right, we're going to go with the Dark Lagoon, Lost Lagoon. And I'm just going to come in here. Let me open up the other one. Be easier to do it with the tip. All right, we're going to do Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to fill these in. All right, the rate I'm going, we're probably only going to get 2 cards done. But, all right, so we're going to get all of these here, and then we're going to color the angel. And I'm going to take my time because I realize you have to have patience. And we want to have patience so that we don't mess things up. Okay. All right. So we are now going to, oh, I got to get my little petal pink. All right. We're going to do, that's not it. Hang on. Where's my petal pink? There it is. All right. We're going to use the light petal pink, and I'm going to come in. Let me see if it, yeah. And I'm going to color the, I'm going to color her wings. Right here, I'm going to color these, and I'll come back and do the outsides. But I want to go ahead and do, I'm going to do her face in another color, which is, I might be able to do it this one. But I'm going to color her wings with the petal pink. And I'm going to try to leave a little bit of white showing through. So I don't want to really color all of them. I just want to kind of get them colored. And we're just going to color those. All right. And then we'll also have to color her face and her hands. So this is her wing. Is that her wing? Oops. No, yeah, that's her wing. I was thinking I was coloring it the wrong color. All right, so we're going to color that. And I'll probably come back and do a little bit more of some shading. Okay, and I might leave the little whites through there because I kind of like that. I'll just come back over this and make it look a little bit darker. So you can color over, and this is the light, so if I want to get it darker, I can come in with a little bit more. So I might do that. Just give these a little bit darker. Oops, missed a spot right there. Look at that. Good thing I came back, right? Missed one right there. Got to be careful. All right, and here's one right here. It's a good thing I came back and looked at that, and there's one. Look at that. Goodness gracious. Okay. All right, and then let me come in with this is one of our color, skin tone colors, and this is number 900, which is a real light color. Pardon me. And I am going to use this for her face and her hands. So it's a little bit darker than the pale pink, so we can kind of distinguish which are her hands with her face, okay? All right, now I want to come in with my Lost Lagoon. Let's go ahead and do the outsides first. So I want to, this is my real red, and I'm going to start with some dark, and then I'll go to the light. And I'm going to use the smaller. And this one we're going to, actually, let me do the pale pink first, because we're going to do the petal pink. And I'm going to come in and do, just color some of these with petal pink. And I'm going to skip just like I did before. So I'm just going to do a little bit, and I'm going to come around, and let's see. Let's see, I want to do that one, and then I want to do, let's do this one. Let's just do one here. I'm going to just do a little bit light, and then I'm going to come back and do my reds and my, yeah. All right, so we're going to come in with our dark red. I'm going to do a little bit of dark. I keep flipping because I'm not sure if I want to. I think I'm going to do my smaller point because I'm going to be in an area. All right, let's do right here. So this is my dark real red. So I'm just going to come in and do a couple of lines to give it a dark. And then I'll come in with the light and blend that. And we'll come in and blend that down. And then if I want my red, my dark red to be darker, I'm going to go back over it in just a minute, okay? And then I'm going to come down to this one, right? Let's see, we've got this one here. So I need my dark. And if you guys are interested, I have these little dot things that you can put on here with, if you're interested, and I can send you a sheet, you can print them out, and you need a 3/8 of an inch punch to punch them out. But if you want some, let me know. I'll be more than happy to, I can email them to you or message you with them or whatever. And I like it because I can look at my things and grab whichever one I want, you know what I mean? So I'm just doing I'm doing the dark, and then I'm coming back in with light. And this is a little tedious and time consuming, but it makes it look really nice. All right, that's part of, I think, her dress that she has on. At least I think it is. And this as well. So I'm not going to color until I get over to this area right here. So I'm going to take this is my dark again, and I'm just going to come in and just color a few. I'm going to make about halfway, and then I'm going to come in with my light and then bring that down and back up. And then I'll go back if I need to adjust to get my dark a little bit darker in the red. So we can make sure that we got it blended. All right. So let's cover these up right now. This is the dark. Whoops. Make sure you put the cap on the right one. So I think we've got the red. I think the reds are in there pretty good. And I'll go back once I get the rest of the colors, and we'll adjust accordingly. All right. So let's start with our dark Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to come in. Actually, let me stop. I'm going to do her head and the, I'm going to do the wild wheat. And do I want light or dark? I think I'll go with the light. I'm going to do this part of her, top of her head. I'm going to do that in the light. Okay, so there's that. And I see right here I need to put a little bit of the petal pink. So bear with me one second. When you go back, you start seeing little things that you've missed, right? All right, so there's her hat. Now we're going to start with the Lost Lagoon. And this is the dark. So I'm going to start on the sleeve right here, and I'm going to have it dark at first, and then I'm going to fade it out to lighter, and I'll come in with the light, and we'll blend this down some. All right, and I'm stopping each time because I don't want it to dry up too fast. so that we have time to blend these colors. So if you get, you know, if you need something to do and you need to take some time to chill, coloring is really good for that, right? And it doesn't matter if you're coloring with crayons or watercolors or what have you. And then this one, I think I'm going to do here, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of, might as well leave it open. I'll do a little bit of dark right here, just again for some shading. All right, and then we're going to come down. Actually, I'm thinking that might be part of the, that might be part of, I don't know if that's part of her dress. That might be part of the petal pink. I think I'm going to make this one petal pink right here. I don't think that's her dress. So I'm just going to make this petal pink. I'm changing up my design. Actually, yeah, that's petal pink. Okay, so now we have our dark. So now I'm just going to do her dress in all these different areas. So again, I'm just putting some shading with the dark. And I'm going to do some up here. And then I'll come down with the light and blend all this together. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit here. And then I'm going to put some right in through here. So I'm hoping this watercolor class that I take, hey Judy, I hope this watercolor painting class, I'm hoping that it's going to help me with colors, you know, because they're going to teach us all that fun stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So I might come out, not that I'll be an expert, but I might come out with some coloring, some better coloring ideas and color, you know. All right, so we're just going to blend our lights and darks, and then we're going to come back with our, I don't know why I put the lid on this again. And we're going to do the back part here, put some shading, come down just a little bit. All right, and then we'll come back with our green with the light, and we'll bring that in. So it's very relaxing to color. All right, and then this one, we have one more, and I don't believe, yeah, I think this is part of her dress. That's not the wing, but I do see a white spot there, so we're gonna have to, all right, so we're gonna have to fix that. See, find up all these little holes here. All right, and then this one, I'm going to put the light down here, and then we'll come back with her dark. Again, got some shadowing. And I'm gonna come back and blend this a little bit more. All right. Okay, and then I need to, I'm thinking this right here needs to go. That probably should be dark, but that's all right. And then this right here, I still think should be, I think this is part of the wing area, actually. I think that's, I'm not quite sure if that's part of the wing or if it should be the red. I think I'm going to put red right here. I'm running rogue now. I think that's part of this circle. And I'm looking at this here. So I'm thinking, because I did this in the blue. See, I did this here in the Lost Lagoon. I'm thinking that's probably going to be part of that red coming in. I'm going to make that red. It might look funny, but we're going for it. Because I'm going to bring this down here and make this red as part of this area here. All right. And then I'll come back with my petal pink. Let me put the caps back on my, let me make sure I got my dark right. Dark, okay, good. Because you don't want to pull up your color and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, look what I forgot to do. All right, and let me just fill in some of this white down here with this petal pink. We just want to put a little shading. I want to leave some of that white showing, but not a lot. All right, so there is our angel. So let's move all these little guys out of the way. Now we're going to punch her out. And we've got that 2 3/8 circle punch. I love punches, and I'm so glad that they're bringing some of these guys back. And I'm just going to line it up and then punch it out. Look how easy that is. All right, and then we're going to put some dimensionals. We're going to use that later. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. I got to get moving here because we got more cards to do. All right, so we're going to put 4 dimensionals on the back. All right, and forgot. Oh, you know what? Shoot ski. Hang on. I got to pull these off. I don't want to put these on yet. I got too excited. Hang on. I'm going to attach this to, I've got to attach this to I punched out a circle. This is the stitched out of the same designer paper, and it's using one of the stitched shape circles, stylish shapes, and it's the one that's, pardon me, that's going to be a little bit bigger than the 2 3/8. So it's probably like a 2 1/2, okay? So this is going to get glued down. I got so excited. All right, so we're going to add this with glue, right? And then we will attach, not that it matters which way it goes because I can turn it around. Then we're going to attach this to the card with dimensionals. All right, so there we go. Now we can put our dimensionals on here. Good thing I caught that. Once you put them on there the first time, you can sometimes pull them off pretty quickly. All right, so we're going to add this. And if you have problems, I've mentioned this before, take your pick tool, which is on the other side of my desk. So I just put your fingernail down in the middle of your dimensional topping, and it will take it up. It will lift it up. All right, so we're going to put this right about there. So we're going to pop that up. All right, now we're going to add our insert, and we're going to use our multi-purpose glue. Okay. And if you're just joining us, you'll have to go back and watch the beginning. I did give all of the measurements, and this, if I'm not mistaken, is 4 inches by 3 inches. I have to be careful with my nail polishes. I just touched up my nails because they were looking like a mess, and I'm getting orange all over, or it's called Cajun shrimp. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to the inside of the card. So I just lay it in here and figure out where I want it to go. So I know I want about, what, maybe a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. So like this star right there, I'm going to use that as my guide. And then I'm going to put my my seal on here. All right, and then we're going to lay this down. And I am going to lay it probably right about there. Make sure I've got it even, you know, all the way around, like as far as the measurement. And I think that looks pretty good. So we're going to close that. And then there's our card. And then we're going to add some jewels that I've got hidden over here somewhere. I'm using the In Color Dots, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's, Glossy Dots assortment. So I'm going to put a couple of these little blue ones on here. I think they kind of go well. So let's put 3 of these. I'm just going to put them right in a row. All right, and put that right there. All right, so what do you think? Isn't that a cute card? It's such an easy Christmas card, and once you get going on it, you know, it really moves pretty quickly. So there you go. It's a really cute card. Your recipient's going to be thankful they got a fun fold. Isn't that cute? And this is using all new products in the catalog. So keep an eye on these papers. If you like these papers, then you might want to take advantage of my paper share. Okay, so we're moving on to the next card. The next one is also a fun fold. And this is, let me get my supplies out. I have lots of supplies. We're going to do some heat embossing and fussy cutting. Just, you know how much I love that, right? Okay, so let me get my notes. Pardon me. All right, let me show you the card. I got this from Tammy White. I saw her do this, and so I thought I'm going to copy it, which is what I did. I think I copied it pretty close. All right, so this, pardon me, so this card, again, we're going to use the other, I call it stained glass, and this is the Santa Claus. So we're going to use him for our focal point, and then we're going to heat emboss a silver bell. And then when we open this, then it opens up, get that off there, and it opens up like that. So it's a fun fold, so you can really write a little bit here if you want, and you can write something right there. Or if you don't want to write a lot, you can just write something right there, whichever works. And that's that. Isn't that cute? So that's another one. Now this one's going to be, pardon me, let me get a sip of water. This one's going to be a little bit bulky in the center, but I don't think you will have to pay extra. I think once you get it in the envelope, I think you'll be fine. I can weigh this, but I don't think it's going to be more than what is allowed for regular. And I don't think it's going to be bulky enough that it won't go through. Okay, so that's the card we're going to make on this one. So let me give you the directions. And this one, I did not score anything. So can you believe that? All right, so we're going to use a piece of basic black, and this is going to be 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it in here, and I'm going to score this. I want you to write this down on the calendar. I'm actually scoring with the scoring trimmer. All right, so that's the base of the card, okay? Then the next piece is going to be another piece of black, and this is 6 inches by 4.5. And this one's going to be, this is going to be the pop out part right here. Okay, that's this piece right there. So we're going to score this at 2 inches, 2 and 4. And we want to score it after we attach our designer paper. So we're going to go ahead and add this on here. And then we're going to go back to this one in a minute. We're going to cut out a circle because we've got to do that so we can get our circle ready. All right, so we're going to add this. So let me move the trimmer out of the way for just a minute. And this is one of the new snowflakes designer paper. It's Christmas. And this piece is, let me see, 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. So 5 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then the basic black is 6 by 4 1/2. So we're going to add our multi-purpose glue, and look at the back side. Oh, do you not love these trees? Isn't that pretty? I think that's shaded spruce. Don't hold me to that, but isn't that gorgeous? I love the red, but I really do like the non-traditional Christmas colors, and I love the blues and the greens and the whites. I just think it's gorgeous, and I hate to cover this up, but that's what we got to do. So we're going to cover that up. That's why you should get a sampler, because then you get to see all the papers and see if you like it or not like it, right? Okay, so we're going to put that right there, and we'll get that pretty even. All right, so we're going to line that there. Okay, so now this one, we're going to go ahead and score this one, then we're going to go back to the front of the card. I got a little excited. I got ahead of myself. All right, so this one we're going to score at, 2 inches and 4 inches. So we're going to line this up at 2, and the reason you want that paper on there is because we want it to be able to fold and be even. All right, so 2 inches. So I'm going to push a little bit harder because I'm going through 2 sheets, and then we're going to move this down to 4 inches, and we're going to score that as well. Okay, all right, and then what we'll do, this one is going to fold, and it's thick, so you got to keep that in mind, and you got to score. Let me go back because I didn't push hard enough, I can tell, before I go to fold it. Let me get to my 2 inches again. I'm going to do it, push down a little bit harder, just to be on the safe side. All right, so we're at 2. Let me push down a little bit more. I think it's going to help when we go to fold. And let me do the 4-inch one again. Okay, there we go. It would still work. We just have to force it. But all right, so this one, which is going to be the part that's going to attach to the inside of the card, we're going to fold this this way, right? So we're going to use our bone folder because we definitely want to get some creases, and we want to get it all nice so it lays flat. All right, so flip it over and do the back side. So that's going to go on the card, and then this one we're just going to fold backwards. Okay, so we'll do the same thing here. So we want to flip that by. All right, so that will get attached to the inside of our card, but we're not ready for that yet, okay? All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add our paper. Now on this one, we are using, hang on, I gotta find my silver paper, my silver ribbon. I just had it, hold on. Not the gold, but the silver. All right, hang on, I think it's back at me. Hold on a second, go figure. I had the gold, where's my silver? Oh, here it is. All right, so we're gonna add silver to this one, and I need to add that to my paper before we cut the hole, because we got to punch a hole in this one to make our window. So let me cut this off, and then we're going to do the same thing like we did with the other card. This one I'm going to put the ribbon towards the bottom, so I'm going to just cut probably this much, okay? And then we'll put that back and put that right there. Okay, so how are you liking these cards so far? Aren't they pretty? Don't you love this paper? All right, so we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. And I'm going to probably put it down a little bit lower because we're going to be poking a hole. This is the back side. And what do you think about that? Isn't that pretty? I'm telling you. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of my seal. And I'm going to decide where I want my ribbon. So I'm only going to attach it, but I can lift it off if I don't like it. So I think that'll be good because we're going to be poking a hole right about here. So I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to tighten this up just a little bit. All right, so there's our ribbon. Now we're going to add this to the front of our card, and we're going to use you can either, whatever glue you want to use is fine. And I'm going to push this down. Make sure we got a lot of glue on here. And we're going to poke a hole. We got to punch this out. So we're going to lay that right about there. Okay. And then, oh, we got to cut this one out. I forgot. We got to cut this one out with the stylish shapes. I forgot. Let me grab that real quick. Hang on a minute. Stylish shapes. And we got to pull out the Big Shot. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hold on. All right. I'm just going to put the Big Shot off to the side. You don't need to watch me crank this thing through. But I'm going to line this up. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry, guys. I didn't want to cut it before. Probably should have done that. And we are going to use, I want to say it's the second one of the stylish shapes. So let me just verify that. Yes, that is correct. Yeah, we're going to use the second stylish shape circle shape dies. So what I'm going to do, hang on a minute, let me grab my stuff under the table. All right, hold up. Okay, we've got this one and this one. Okay, so we're going to put this in here, and I'm going to lay it on here. Is that straight? That looks crooked, doesn't it? Hang on a minute. Oh, I can't lift that up now. I put this on here crooked because I wasn't thinking. All right, well, our front of the card is going to be crooked now. Well, we're going to have to live with that one, unfortunately. All right, so I'm going to lay this down here, and I'm going to place the circle. I've got my designer papers all whacked out. I wasn't even paying attention. I was too busy running my mouth. And we're going to put this right about, probably a little bit more center, probably about like right there. And then I'm just going to run this through the die cutting machine. I wish I would have paid attention to my card, to my designer paper. And we're going to run that through, and then I'm going to come back a couple of times because it's going through the thicker, two pieces. So we'll run it through 2 times, and that should cut it. And let's see if that worked. Yep, it did. Okay, so let me get this monster out of the way. Okay. All right. Okay, now let's see. All right, so we're going to take this, and I cannot believe I didn't pay attention to that when I put that down. You know what I did? I put the glue on the back and was too busy talking and didn't get that moved over, but I'll figure out what to do with that. All right, I'm going to set this over here so it doesn't get lost. Now we're going to take this piece, and then I also cut a piece of silver, and this is probably retired. I've had this forever, so I'm going to use this piece. I'm going to attach this to the back to give it some stability. And then what we're going to do is we're now going to stamp our Santa Claus in color, and then he's going to get attached to this, and then we'll add everything else to the inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp our Santa Claus. I got all sorts of papers in here, don't I? Let's see. Let me get the Santa. Let me swap those 2 out. Hello, all happy stampers. Who is that? All right, so we're going to switch out the angel to the Santa. Bear with me 1 second. All right, and then we'll get that on there. And take our Memento Black, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to ink this up really good to make sure we get really good coverage. And we're going to stamp that on here. I think I left enough room to cut that out. All right, and then we're going to start doing some more coloring. So I'm going to bring in all of these blends. Bear with me. Let me grab my little box here. So I'm going to use some the Pebble Path for his bag, and then some daffodil, lemon lolly, and my red. So we can have red for Santa Claus. And we're going to start coloring. So what I'm going to do is take, what I wanted to do is I'm going to take the Daffodil Delight and kind of make this darker, and then have the lemon lolly right around his head to give it more of a, like a lighter shade. I may not make it quite as dark. So I think what I'm going to do is start with, let me get my yellows in the right spot so I use the right ones. Okay. And this is my lemon lolly, daffodil. All right, so I'm going to start with, I did the dark on this one. I'm thinking I might try the light, because I don't know if that's, I think that might be too dark. I'm just talking, so. All right, so we're going to go from his, let me think about this. There's his bag. Let's do that part last. Let's color him first, because that way we can get all of this colored. All right, I'm going to do his hat. This is the dark, so I'm going to do one dark, and then I'm going to do one side light. I'm just going to do every other, okay? So this is going to be the dark, and then I'll come back and fill in the other two diamond-shaped thingies with the light red. I'll use the smaller tip. All right, so we're going to do that. And you know we have a color lifter, so if you go out of the lines, you can use the color lifter to help lift that, okay? And then we're going to come down and do this part here is his, there's his hand. So I'm going to color this light red right here, and then I'm going to color that little part of like his shoulder, the darker color. And we'll do this one here. And that's part of the bag. And let's see what else. I think, oh, you know what, that might, oh, that's his face, I think. Oh, I missed a spot. Oh, that's his beard. Okay, so we've got the red. And then I'm using the light Petal Path. I just thought for the bag, we'd want a dark. I didn't want to do brown. So I'm just going to, oops, hang on a minute. I forgot to do the dark on his, on this piece right here on his shoulder. So I get so excited when I start coloring and stamping. I just get lost in space. All right, so now we're going to come in with our Pebble Path, and I'm going to color. This is the light. So I'm going to start, I think the dark is really dark. So, and see how it spreads. So you just have to be careful in order to stay within the lines. So I'm just going to come down through this whole thing and just color his bag. And then if I need to do some shading, I'll come back. And this looks like this is part of the bag. So we'll just come in and do a little bit to get his bag colored. And this is easy because it's all together, right? So we're not going to be that hard to do. All right. And then I can come back and add some, you know, you can do your shading, you can add it first and then come back and do it. Just everybody's preference is different. So whatever you feel comfortable with doing in your coloring. All right, and then, oops, I left a spot of red right there. Look at that, left that little spot right there. Okay. All right, so there's that. Now let me color his face, and then I'll go back and do. This is the 900. So I'm going to use this on his face and get his skin colored and his little nose. We should have made a little red, and I think that's his beard right there. I don't know if that's his beard or his part of his face. Maybe it's part of his face. What do y'all think? Hey, Jill Bling, how are you? What do you think that spot right there is? You think that's part of his neck and his beard's on front? I wonder if it is. I didn't do it on that one. No, I think that's part of his beard. I'm going to leave it. Okay, so that's really not, that's all the coloring on that part. So now we can get back to our daffodil. And I'm going to start with the light because if it's not dark enough, then we'll fix it. But I don't want to do it too dark. I mean, I just think that's a little too dark. So I'm just going to come through here and start just trying to draw this around, color it around to give it a circle of light, but I want to have it darker. So I may come back. I just think that the Daffodil Delight Dark is a little on the dark side. But we can come back and do it darker because we can use our light. And I'm just going to keep coloring it. And then we'll make a lighter shade around. I think this is going to look nicer. I think that's too dark. So we'll just do a little bit more coloring over it. Okay. And then we'll see what it looks like. Because the more color we add to it, right? Now let's do the Lemon Lolly. And let's see. Let me look at, this is the dark. Let's do the light one because we really want to have a light. So this is the light Lemon Lolly, and let's see if that makes, yeah, that makes a little bit of a difference, doesn't it? I think that might look not quite so drastic. So this is Lemon Lolly, and I'm just going to color this all the way around. And then we'll blend that. And we'll got to be really careful going around his face. Yeah, I think that looks better. And I can always make this a little bit darker. Yeah, I think that's much more. I think this is a little bit too stark. You know, it's not a subtle change. So we're going to go back. We're not going to use the dark. We're going to do light daffodil. So I'm going to go back one more time and just give it another swoop around to darken it up just enough to show a little bit of difference here. Yeah, I think that looks much better. Okay, there we go. There's Santa Claus. All right, I think that looks good. And, okay, so let's move all these markers out of the way. Now we're going to punch this guy out. So let's go ahead and get that done. And then we're going to stamp. Let me make sure I've got that even. All right. Okay, so we're going to punch that out. Hold it up close. Hold it close up. Oh, you want to see it? Sorry about that. See, and this one I think is like way too dark. I think this one looks much better. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we've got a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to put that in here before we add our mechanism. So let's go ahead and add this down. All right. So we'll add our adhesive to that. All right, so we're going to place that right there. I cannot believe I put the designer paper on the front crooked. Let me get that glue off there. Okay, so there's that. All right, now we're going to attach this, and we want to put this probably, what is that, like 1/4 inch from the edge, and you want to try to make sure it's centered. And then what I'll do is once I have this on here, then I'm going to add some dimensionals, and we'll pop that up. I can't believe I did that. All right, so we're going to move that in just, no, we're going to move it out just a little bit so it doesn't show. Okay, all right, so we're going to put that right about here. So I'm going to add seal to this because it's going to be, we need something probably stronger to hold this down. So I'm going to use the seal. All right, and then I'm going to place this right about, probably right about here. Okay, all right, so we got that. All right, so that's good. Let me go ahead and add this piece here to the inside of the card. I hope I got that straight. Yep. The paper, you know, some of these papers can be deceiving, right? Looks like it's crooked and it really isn't. Though my front is crooked. I do admit that because I messed that one up. but you know what? Whoever gets the card is not going to know. They might look at it and go, oh, I'll just tell them it was a special card just for them. All right, now the next thing we want to do is we're going to attach the silver piece to that piece that we popped out. That just gives it some more stability. And then we're going to add this to the top of the silver. All right, and we're going to glue these down. So let me do that, and then I'll work on adding some dimensionals, because we're going to have this popped up on dimensionals. All right, so we're going to get that together, put that right there, and then we're going to glue this one down flat. So we'll just put some glue in the center. All right, and then we're going to do some heat embossing in just a minute. So we're going to let that sit right there. So let's let that sit for a second. Now we're going to stamp the bell. So let's go ahead and get that done, and then we'll do our heat embossing. We're going to bring in my, let's move this out of the way. Move this out of the way. All right, so we're going to bring in our Versamark, and let's see. This paper is dirty, so we don't want that one. Let's bring in this one. All right, so I've got the embossing buddy. Oh, what am I doing? I don't want that. I want my silver. So I'm just going to put a little bit of embossing buddy on here, because we don't want our stuff and that will be fine. So we don't want our Versamark to stick. So we're going to stamp our bells in Versamark, and then we are going to heat emboss those with silver embossing powder, which would be helpful if I got it out. So let me grab it real quick. Silver right here. Okay. All right, so we're going to bring in the Versamark. Let me move this out of the way. And this kit here we have in the catalog, and it comes with the tweezers and the brush to help brush off any excess sticky stuff you don't want, or powder. All right, so we're going to stamp that on here, and then I'm going to, I use these little things. I got these, I don't know, one of the dollar stores or the home marketplace or whatever. And let me cover this up. We're going to fussy cut this out, but I'm going to take this. If I can get my fingers lifted up. Hang on a second. There we go. All right, and I'm going to dip it in here and just make sure I get it really covered with the silver powder. All right. I think we did. And I think that looks good. So let me, and that stuff on the outside, I don't care, because I'm going to fussy cut that. So let me put all these things out of the way. I'm going to hold it with this. Now, this is going to be a little loud, so I'm going to turn on the heat gun, and then we'll let that get started, and we'll get this heated up. Hang on a minute. There we go. All right, I think we're ready to go. You hear the noise. So you can kind of go underneath a little bit just to heat up the bottom. But as soon as you start and it gets to the right heat, temperature, you're going to start to see this change. You'll start to see it melt, and there you go. See how it's starting to melt? So sometimes you got to get the heat pointed in the right direction. And you want to just go over it and make sure you got it. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? All right, so that's heat embossing. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to let that sit so it can cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and we'll get the other part of the card finished, and then we'll add that to the last part. Okay, so we're going to take this guy here. Now, what I would recommend when you close your card and you're going to add something that you want to pop out, I'm going to put this circle in there. So what I want, I'm going to put some dimensionals right here, because I want that to pop up when it's out of the card. So this way it tells me where to put my dimensionals so that I don't get them in the wrong spots. So here's a tip for you. So just stick them right where you want them. And of course we know the whole thing is going to sit right there, right? So we're going to just, I'm going to put a couple more on here because it's going to be opening and closing. So let's just put 6 right there. All right, and then we're going to take these off, and then we'll add our circle, and then we'll cut out our bell, and then we'll be able to, all right, so that's on there. So we're just gonna lay this down. Fits right in that circle that we did, a little bit bigger. And there you go. Get the hairs out of there, the hair from the card. All right, and then there you go. And then you close it up, and that shuts it down. Isn't that pretty? So there you go. Yeah, this is on the exclusive, so it will be available tomorrow. But there you go. All right, and then let's see, what else do we want to do? I'm going to, you know what I think I'm going to do, because this looks kind of plain Jane. Let's just do, and then we're going to add the bell. I'm going to do a knot, where you, what we call a fake. Since I have this here, the ribbon, I think it needs something. So let's just pull, you just cut a piece of your ribbon and just pull it in and tie it. And it kind of makes like a fake bow. We'll get that in the center. And then, there we go. And then we can just trim that up. All right, that looks much better. Okay. All right, and now we have to cut out our bell. So let me just fussy cut this real quick, and then we'll pop this on. And it's 8:07. So I have one more card. It's not a holiday card. If y'all want to, it probably won't take, but I've got everything cut, and it's a pretty easy one. So if you want, I can go ahead and make that now if you have time. And then we can call it a night. Let me get this. I don't like all the excess paper. It gets in my way. And I'll just cut these real quick and cut these out. We'll come around, get into the camera. Not that you need to see. Fussy cutting, I was just talking about this. I think it's probably in one of the videos that you're going to watch when I'm gone. Some people really enjoy fussy cutting. I mean, it's okay, but I don't think I'm the greatest fussy cutter, but there are people that really enjoy doing this. And I say, more power to you people. I think because you have to have a lot of patience when you're going to do stuff like this, right? And then the main thing is just to keep your scissors, the paper towards the back where it's sharper, and then just move your paper rather than trying to move your scissors. Makes that part a lot easier. All right, so there we go with that. Let me get this off the table. Okay, so you want to make another card? Okie dokie, that's what we'll do. All right, so we're going to close this down. Now, I'm just going to glue this flat because we've already got enough stuff on here that's popping everything up. I'm just going to place it right up here. So you got some bells hanging right at the edge. All right, so what do you think about that card? I could not find the stamp set in the catalog or online exclusive unless it's sold out. I will double check, Lori, and let you know. I'll double check for you. It might, I don't think it's sold out. Honestly, hang on a minute. Let me get my catalog. Let me look. Hang on a minute. Hold up. I can't let y'all see my catalog. I can let you see the front, but I can't let you see the back, the inside. So let me, you know how that goes. Got to hide everything from y'all. Let's see. So very merry, right? So sincere. Yeah, it is. It is an online exclusive. So if you check the online exclusives, we'll look again. I'll check it for you and I'll shoot you a message. All right. So there's that card. I think that's a cute one, right? Other than my crooked paper. Okay. So let's move on to our next card and get the stuff off of here. All right, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. And I think we are rocking along here. Let me move these. I have myself. Okay, this is a card. I had some leftover kits when I just did a class for the for my academy, through the academy of where I live. And so I thought, well, this would be a cute card. It's kind of springy, but I made these two. I made these cards 2 months ago, and nobody signed up for my classes because they didn't put it in our newsletter, and they didn't realize it, but whatever. Okay, so we're using the Cheerful Daisies, and this is Garden Green. This is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then what I did is you're going to cut each end at 1 1/4 inches, these little flaps. So we're going to fold these down like that, in like this. You've probably seen this before. And let me flip this over because sometimes, all right, now see that one matches better. So I'm going to flip it this way. We're going to glue these down, and then we're going to add some paper and dress this little guy up. So I know it's, well, I guess we're still kind of in summer. It's not fall yet, so we can get by with making these, right? So let's do that. All right, so we're going to do that. And what we're doing is we're going to glue these down. Okay, so it starts like that, 5.5 by 8.5, score it 4 1/4, and then cut 1 1/4 on each side, 1 1/4. And then you're going to take a strip, which is going to be right here, and this is from the same Cheerful Daisies designer paper, and we're going to attach these to each side. This card won't take long at all. So we'll attach these to each end, and these are, well, if that's 1 1/4, then this has to be what, 1 inch. Yeah, this is a 1 inch. All right, so we're going to put that here. All right, so we got that there. We're going to put this one on the other side. I had 2 men in my classes. One came with his wife because I think she definitely needed help. I think she had some issues. She couldn't understand some of the stuff, so he was helping her. But another gentleman, he likes to make cards. So he was having such a good time. He was so much fun. He was like, all this stuff, where do you get all this stuff? I said, well, I sell it, you know, because I don't think I'm supposed to promote myself there. But if they ask me, I tell them. All right, so this piece here, this is, let me get my measuring thing. This is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So 2 3/4 by 4. And we're going to put that right on the top of the garden green. All right. So again, this is really an easy card, and it's so pretty. You know, I mean, I always forget about some of this paper. You know, we use it, and then we go on to the next thing, and then we forget about how pretty some of this paper is. And this is really definitely a spring. All right, so there's that. Then we have our white piece, which is the same size as that. We'll go ahead and put that on the inside. And you can stamp something, or you can write something, whichever you want to do. Sometimes I don't stamp anything unless it really, because I don't know who I'm going to send this card to. So I kind of wait, and then I'll stamp something later. Or with this one, it's not a lot of room because I like to write stuff to people. So I try not, so I can write, I have room to write, you know. Okay, so we're going to go back to the front. And what I did is I took the daisy dies and I cut these out. Oh, I just realized I don't have my piece on there. Oh, well, that's okay. When you cut these out, they have, if you see this one, they have a piece that you can layer it on top to kind of give it like a like a dimensional type look. And there is one on here, but apparently I didn't pull it out of the envelope, but that's okay. We're going to go with that. We're just going to go with the flow. And I am going to pop this up on a dimensional, and it will be fine because whoever gets this card has no idea what it's supposed to look like. See, that's my famous saying. All right, so I'm going to put this right about here. And then I've got these leaves that I cut out from the dies. Well, actually, it's part of the die that creates this. It makes 3 pieces. I just cut these out and snipped them off. So I'm just going to add, you can use a glue dot. I'm just going to put a little bit of multi-purpose glue right here. Oops, I got too much there, don't I? I guess I'll share with this guy. Hang on, we're going to do a little kissing here. All right, so we're going to put this. I'm going to put a little drop right here. And then I'm just going to tuck this under, like probably like that, so it kind of hides that little seam. So I'm going to put him right there. And then this one, we'll do the same thing down here. So we're going to attach that one right there. I didn't use my bone folder because it's popping up. All right, so that's going to go like that. And then I'm going to just attach this one to the inside, and this is just going to get attached to flat. And then you can write your message. And we're going to make this a birthday card. I'm going to put this down in the corner right here. Okay, and then I use the double oval punch, And I'm going to make this a birthday card. So I'm going to use the happy birthday from the circle sayings. I think it is that stamp set. Yeah, circle sayings. And we're going to stamp this in garden green. See, I told you it wouldn't take long to make this card. But you can do this with any kind of designer paper that you have, right? So it makes it look like it's you did a lot of work to it. It's really not that hard to do. So we'll go ahead and stamp that right here. Hopefully it's straight. But if it's not, whoop, perfect. We'll add this to our piece of early espresso. And we'll add that. Of course, this is not Christmassy, but it's okay. And you can make this for any occasion that you would like. Change out the paper. This would make a cute Christmas card as well. All right, so we're going to let that sit right there. And then I'm going to add a dimensional. But what we're going to do is I'm going to pop this on this side. So I want it to hang. I'm only going to put a dimensional on this half. No, you know what? I don't think I'm going to do a dimensional. I'm going to lay it flat. I don't think I want a dimensional. So I'm just going to put some adhesive right on this end of the cardstock, okay? And that's all we're going to do. And we'll lay that down right about here and move it up just a tad. All right, and let that sit. And then that way it opens and you don't see the glue. And then we're going to add some of our brass butterflies. So we'll put a couple little butterflies on here. So we'll put one there. And we'll put this little guy because he tried escaping the other day. So we're going to put him on here. There we go. And let's put a larger one because we should always do things in threes, right? So let's put one right up here on this flower. All right, so there's that card. Isn't that pretty? So it opens. Isn't that cute? Just like that. Very simple. All right, so there's a summer card. And then here are our Christmas cards. Let me bring them in. That we did. All right, so go back if you came in late. You can get the measurements from each of the cards. So here's the one using the Very Merry, So Very Merry stamp set and some of our new Christmas paper. There's that one. And then here's another one using some new Christmas paper. And we heat emboss silver on silver. And then we take that one out and we have a fun fold with card shavings. So that's that. Isn't that pretty? They're very easy and I think, very cute. Excuse me. So there you go, everyone. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to join me on Thursday where you can see me do the modern grid technique. That's this Thursday at 12 o'clock. All right, there you go. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you all spending time with me this Tuesday. For the next 3 weeks, I will be out of town, but don't fret. Everything will be recorded, and you'll have all sorts of things to watch. I'm doing a little bit of everything. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you that are new to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure that you share. I know you can't on Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell. And I will put everybody's name in and draw to get a card kit and maybe one of these cards. All right, everyone. Thanks again, and I will see you in a couple weeks. I may pop on and do a little quick live while I'm out of town. All right, see you later.